Is there a better feeling than this? Getting those brand new irons and taking that plastic off for the very first time and hoping and wishing that these new sticks are gonna, well, win you a major championship. At least that's what goes through our minds when you take that plastic off. When you make an investment in any club, you want a solid return on that club, right? Because you've got high hopes it's gonna make you a better golfer. But your swing plane has everything to do with it. But technology in golf and new clubs, well, they make all of us feel like a baby boy or baby girl on Christmas morning. Tom Watson, Ray Floyd, Harkins of great golfers. They all played the Ram brand of clubs in their heydays. Well, Ram's back, baby, in a new and innovative way. They're hitting the market. The plastic I just took off comes off the Ram FX77 clubs. They're unbelievable. Why? Because of the price, because of the performance they deliver with muscle back technology that brings a lower center of gravity. Now look, if you're a high handicapper like I am, and let's face it, money doesn't grow on trees, these affordable clubs coming in sets are what you need if you're looking for your second set of golf clubs or your 10th set of golf clubs. They're very affordable. Ram has taken the time and money into research, R&A as they call it, to develop these clubs. The Ram FX77 clubs are very affordable for anybody. Look, and here's the thing. The low center of gravity with the muscle back design on these clubs is exceptional. If you remember the Ram brand from the 70s, man, in the 80s, some of the very best golfers in the world played Ram clubs. Well, they're back, sweetheart, with the FX77s.
Hey, but don't take my word for it. Let's hear what other independent golf reviewers think of the FX77s.
I was lucky enough to get my hands on these Rams FX77s. Came at a desperate time. I was only rocking a 9 and an 8. And when I got these, I realized first off, they were very, very sexy looking. They fit real good in my bag. They're nice and light. I mean, everything about them just screams premium. But the first thing I realized once I started hitting them was how easy it was to hit the 4, 5, 6, and 7. I used to have a problem with all my irons going about the same 150, and right off the get-go, I was able to get a lot more distance out of those mid irons. So I've only played a couple rounds with them. Everything's been good so far. I'm super excited about these. Nothing but high regards on these right now. So FX77s, Ram, you did a good job.
Now, a new set of irons is one of the most expensive purchases you will make on your equipment as a golfer. And in the times we're living in at the moment, money's a bit tight. We're all looking to save a little bit of money on our equipment. But I think I found a way you can do that with a brand new set of irons. With this particular model coming in at just £300 for a set, I think represents some of the best value you can get in terms of buying a new set of irons. And that's the question we're going to try and answer in this video by testing it out on a launch monitor on the golf course to see exactly how it performs and whether it represents the best value for money in a new set of irons you can get right now. Okay, so I won't keep you in suspense any longer. The iron that we're talking about in this video that offers potentially incredible value for money is the Ram FX77. Now, for a 7-piece set, forwards pitch wedge, you can get this for £300 off Amazon in steel shafts. A little bit more for the graphite, which I've got here, about £330, which is still cheaper than one of the best other value sets that we've tested, the Decathlon Inesis 500 irons, which are really, really good, but they were slightly more expensive. So this potentially could even overtake that as offering the best value for money from a set of irons. As you can see, it looks like a muscle back, but it's actually a hollow headed construction. It's got a heat treated face, which is supposed to give you forge-like feel. And obviously the hollow headed construction is supposed to give you really good distance and forgiveness. So that's a theory I want to put to the test here on the golf course at Peter Wilson Golf Club. We're going to hit some shots on a launch monitor and on the golf course, and also see how it compares to a premium iron of a similar construction and a similar loft. So I'm really excited to get stuck into this club, see how it performs inside and outside to determine whether the value for money is any good. Okay, so we know a little bit more about this Ram FX77 iron. how it's been designed, how much it costs. But how does it look? Well, I think it looks absolutely great. Kind of behind the ball and in the bag, it's got this really premium brush satin finish to it. The profile is what you would expect from kind of a compact distance iron. So there's a healthy amount of offset there down behind the ball. Relatively thick top line, and there's kind of some decent width on the sole as well here to give you a bit more forgiveness. So, you know, generally speaking, there's a lot to like about how this iron looks, but I thought it'd be interesting to compare the looks and performance of this club versus the Mizuno Pro 225. So this is a new iron from Mizuno. It has the same 7-iron loft as the Ram FX77, so 30 degrees in the 7-iron. And initially I hit both of these clubs on launch monitor, indoors using Titleist Pro 1X golf balls on the GC Quad launch monitor. And what was interesting was the Ram was nearly keeping up with this Mizuno Pro 225. It is a little bit larger, so you might expect it to go a little bit further, but actually the Mizuno was carrying a little bit further, kind of 3 to 4 yards further on average. But the interesting thing about the differences between these two was the ball flight. So the Ram was flighting the ball considerably lower than the Mizuno. So it'll be interesting to see if that replicates itself here out on the golf course. And yes, the Ram wasn't quite as fast as the Mizuno. It wasn't that far behind. And there are some differences in the kind of shaft makeup here. You see in the Mizuno I've got steel. In the Ram club I've got this US Composites graphite superlight shaft, which is only a £30 upcharge for a set 40 pitching wedge. So it's obviously very different feels through the swing. But let's hit a shot with the Ram, see exactly kind of if those findings that we had on the launch monitor are replicated out on the golf course. So first shot with the Ram. Again, it has that really nice lightweight feel, sets up really nicely behind the ball. A little bit. Okay, yeah, just left of the pin there. So I'm really happy with that. It's got pin high to a flag that's 175 yards away. So I'm really happy with that. Felt really nice, really lively off the face. Pretty solid actually, surprisingly solid is what I would say. Let's just hit one with the Mizuno to see how it compares. Obviously the Mizuno Pro 225 is a little bit more compact down behind the ball. It's got less offset. It's going to appeal to probably a slightly lower handicap range of player, that's for sure. So you'll notice there, feelings are similar, but it does flight the ball a little bit higher, and that's actually just run through the back of the green. So clearly it is giving me a bit more yardage versus the Ram, but for the price, I think you're getting quite a lot of performance out of that Ram FX77. I'm going to hit a few more shots with it, see how far it goes, see what type of dispersion we can get with this iron to understand exactly what it's all about. So in summary, I think there's a really strong case to be made for these Ram FX77 irons to be one of the best value iron sets you can buy on the market right now. I absolutely love the way these irons look, and especially how they feel. I think they feel really solid, powerful, explosive, and consistent as well across a relatively wide area on the face. I think performance, it could be improved, but it's pretty good. I'd like the irons to launch the ball a little bit higher. But they appear to be pretty well made, you know, with the shaft, and even this this kind of replica of a Golf Pride MCC Plus 4 grip, I think here, which Ram have added to this club, enhances the appeal of it. And I said, yes, you know, slower swingers might want a little bit more launch assistance. That aside, it offers good feel, good looks, and pretty good distance as well. And for the price, as we talked about, you know, £329 for a set 40 pitching wedge in graphite shafts. I think there's an awful lot to like about this club, and if you're looking to save a bit of money with a new set of irons, I would strongly urge you to consider these Ram FX77 irons. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do click the like button if you like what you're watching, and subscribe to the Golf Monthly YouTube channel so you don't miss any of our equipment review videos. But that's all from me, from Peterborough Milton Golf Club. I'll see you next time.
So you really don't hear about wedges and forgiveness in the same sentence. But we believe that's a really big part of wedge play. So we distributed the mass so that you get more consistent results. Sometimes you hit the ball right here perfect, but sometimes it's sitting up and you hit it a little high, or maybe you miss it a little toward the toe, a little to the heel. We don't think a recreational golfer should be penalized by missing the sweet spot by 3/8 of an inch or even a half an inch. So we've got the most consistent transfer of energy as you miss the ball in different places around the face. That translates to consistency in your game, consistency in your launch angle, your distance control, and your spin.
You know, the USGA has its little fingers in everything. Standing water in a bunker, 16A is the rule. What do you do with it? Ground under repair. What do you do when a deer's rutted up the fairway and the superintendent's put there's rules for everything, and there should be with the USGA. But much to my surprise, I never knew that wedges were highly regulated by the USGA too. Look, I'm not a rules geek, I'm not a USGA handbook freak, but yeah, wedges are highly regulated by the USGA. My game as a hacker is not the same as Phil Mickelson, one of the greatest wedge players ever, whether it be from a bunker, whether it be from 20 yards out, whether it be from whatever Phil's playing from, or any of the great. Hogan was a great wedge player. The point being is science, and a guy named Terry Kohler with Edison wedges figured out that most pro golfers, well, they hit it right here on like the middle of the grooves in a very low impact area, just the grooves, which are regulated by the USGA. Terry Kohler has spent his life passion. Look, maybe you glue planes together and that's your passion. Terry's passion is the wedge, creating the world's greatest wedge. Hence, like Thomas Edison, the Edison wedge. Kohler has spent a lifetime figuring out grind, grooves, bounces on wedges, and he's custom fit in his own Thomas and Edison crazy lab of his own some of the very best wedges in the game. Now look, I know that's a big statement, okay? Every club manufacturer makes wedges. I got one out of China a couple of years ago they sent to me. It had holes in there so you could cut through the sand. Didn't meet USGA specs and was hooey and phooey, but they were trying to sell them. These are craftsmanship. Edison wedges are the finest wedges out there that I've played for a while. The whole idea with the sole cutting through the sand, cutting through the grass. Edison wedges.
So as I look at the wedge category for 30 years and I see company after company after company tout about how their wedges are tour approved and how the tour players love them, what I've learned is that tour players have skills and talents with their wedges the rest of us can't even think about approaching. And they develop those skills through thousands of hours of practice, learning how to hit hundreds of different kinds of shots. And they'll actually hit the ball a little over here to make the ball do different things. The rest of us are just trying to hit it somewhere on the face and we'd like it to do the same thing all the time. You know, I looked at the 50,000 fitting profiles I've analyzed. I look at the hundreds of demo day interviews and listen to what golfers have told me, and they keep coming back to the same thing. I hit the ball too high, I can't get the spin I want, and my distance control is lousy. And I went through wedge after wedge on the Iron Byron swing robot, and I've learned no wonder you have those problems. They're built into your wedges. The wedges designed for tour players, the tour player uses those inefficiencies to their advantage. The rest of us suffer by those inefficiencies. So I just said, let's go take the wedge down and tear it apart and build it for the recreational player who just wants it to go 95 yards every time or 110 yards every time. So we rearranged the weighting on the back of the golf club dramatically different, not just to look different, but for functionality. And we equalized the smash factor on the wedge, the efficiency of impact, if you will. So when you miss it high in the face, it doesn't come up short. When you miss it out on the toe, it doesn't come up short. And then we paired that with the sole design that can handle the soft turf, the firm turf, the light fluffy sand, the wet sand, because you don't know what you're going to run into on the golf course.
All right, so we've all played a round of golf. I just did a couple weeks ago with a gentleman who was playing with an antiquated, it looked like something from the Civil War that he pulled out on every shot. He was driving me nuts going, it's 120 to the flag, it's 70 to the flag, it's 280 to the flag. And guess what? He was wrong every time. He either overclubbed it or underclubbed it. You know what he should have had? The Sky Caddy LX2. I gotta show you this. You want to talk about modern technology helping your golf game? Sure, you could have titanium clubs. You could have Volvic golf balls, some of the very best out there. Sky Caddy. Guess what? GPS system hooked up to a satellite never is wrong. When you have your Sky Caddy LX2 on your wrist and it's a money shot, and you're eyeing it up and you're going, it looks like 182. And guess what? You look at your Sky Caddy and you look at your wrist and it says it's 161 and there's no breeze. What would have happened if you would have eyed it up and it was $100, well, for the round of golf? You'd have been paying your buddies or your lady friends $100 because you didn't have a Sky Caddy on your wrist. So I'm going to walk you through the Sky Caddy LX2, and we're going to talk about its benefits and why you need to invest in Sky Caddy if you're serious about your golf games, or if you want to be like the guy who was using a Civil War nautical telescope to dial in his next shot and he was completely wrong. You want Sky Caddy to be your best friend on a golf course.
With a simple, intuitive interface, powered by an ultra-fast multi-core processor, simple touchscreen, and the most accurate course maps in the game, the Sky Caddy LX2 is the simplest way to get yardages you can trust.
skygolf.com.
We're standing here on a par 3 at South Park Golf Course here, and what a beautiful fall round of golf we're having. And right now I'm looking at 114 front, 24 middle, and 33 back. It's also giving me how many steps I had today. Obviously I need a few more, but the graphics on this and the accuracy is very impressive. So thank you, Sky Caddy. We're here at hole number 17, South Park Golf Course. And I zoned in my Sky Caddy watch here, 499 par 5, and I believe that to be totally accurate. I've played this hole hundreds of times, not so well, but today I think that's going to change. 499 to the front edge from here, and we're going to trust that yardage. We're probably not going to get home in 2. There's a lot of wind today, but that third shot in is where this is going to come in handy, okay? We're going to need an exact yardage to park it there and hopefully get a birdie. So I hit that one down the left side trying to cut the corner a little bit. I think I probably have about 280 to the pin from there is my best guess, but guess what? My new best friend Sky Caddy is going to give me an accurate yardage for my layup shot since there's a lot of wind today. So we're going to go up and see what we got. Estimated to be 280. We're at 281, 280 actually standing here. It was just a good guess on my part, but like I said, the key here is going to be the layup shot. I don't have a great lie. I'm in the middle of a deer print here, for God's sake, but that's okay. I'm going to progress the ball forward and then get a good yardage in for that third shot. Sky Caddy has me at 280 right now. That's to the right. That's okay. I can come in from there. Push it to the right a little bit, but we can come in from there. And we're going to get a good number from Sky Caddy on our third shot here. All right, Sky Caddy has me at 130. This is a totally blind shot. I pushed my second shot to the right a little bit, so we're going to trust this number. I'm going to hit a pitching wedge up there, and hopefully it's on the dance floor. 130, Sky Caddy. All right, so we pulled the third shot a little bit left here, and I, for one, when I chip, I like a precision distance. I just practice distances, so when I come out here, I should know the distance. Sky Caddy has me at 23 paces to the back, and we're just going to try a little bump and run here and try to run with 123 paces. What I have here is my old rangefinder. The reason I say old is because now we're done with that. Get rid of it. Sky Caddy gives me the same information. I can glance at my wrist versus having to go to the cart, see line of sight with the pin, and hope that the laser still catches, right? We've all been through that. Blind shots, as you just saw, I just pulled one off, relying on Sky Caddy. And yes, I ended up parring the hole with a very long putt, but that blind shot with a good number was a key to par at hole 17, South Park.
Welcome to the Sky Caddy Signature Hole of the Week. This week we're at the beautiful Sea Point Golf Links. I'm going to take a look at what the players are going to face this week. And I've got my trusty Sky Caddy to help me zoom in to key features on this 18th hole. The players are going to have two options on this par 5. The prevailing wind is southeasterly, so it's down off the right. So with the tee shot, it looks very narrow off the tee, but with the Sky Caddy, I can actually see the landing area is a lot wider over that right dune. Okay, so they're going to have an option to either hit a driver and get the ball a long way down there, or they can lay up to a 240 yardage to leave a longer shot. It's going to be very, very much situation dependent on what shot they're going to play. Let's take a look and see what they're going to face with their second shot. This really is a superb finishing hole for the guys, a par 5 with a lot of options. The first option was playing more conservatively off the tee. It looked very narrow, but on the Sky Caddy we could see there was lots of room. From here, if I take a look, they're going to have around the 250 number into this green. A very narrow approach. They're going to have options again. Are they going to lay up to around the 75 number, or are they going to try and scuttle a 3-wood through the dunes and the bunkering? Either way, it's a tough shot with a very, very narrow approach. Come with me a little further though. So I'm here now where the players that might have played a more aggressive tee shot. It's narrower, which you can see on the Sky Caddy, and it's going to pay dividends. They have around 150, 160 downwind, and I can tell you now, looking at this green, how tight it is, the bunkering, the dunes, rather going in with a lower lofted club than something a little longer if you decide to lay back. It's going to be a very exciting finishing hole come Sunday.
Innovation has been at the heart of every Super Stroke grip we've ever created, cementing our status as the #1 putting grip on tour. Now the best just got better. Introducing Super Stroke Synergy, our most advanced putting grips ever, for unmatched confidence to quiet your hands and your mind. With Super Stroke Synergy, don't overthink it, just sink it.
All right, next on the tee for our Golfin Around Equipment Review 2023. Well, you know what? When you see the PGA professionals, I ain't no pro, you ain't no pro, and you need all the help you can get, right? And that's what I love about modern technology, modern equipment. Super Stroke, it is overtaking the professional golf world, whether it be the Korn Ferry Tour, LPGA, and of course, them big boys that get to play Augusta every springtime. Super Stroke grips for your putter. Look, I beat my hand up through the years, the Army, wrestling, football. This thing, this right hand, man, it is barely attached to me. I need all the advantage I can get. Arthritis is setting in. I ain't a young spring chicken anymore.
With over $100 million earned on tour last season and more than 50 tour wins, over 10 million golfers have switched to Super Stroke grips.
I'm not a spring chicken anymore, and I need all the advantage I can get. That's what Super Stroke has done for me. In fact, all our Team USA players are playing them, courtesy of Super Stroke, one of our sponsors this year. Look, go get the Super Stroke, put it on your putter, and you're gonna have more control. You know what? Feel your grips. I don't even care if they're on your irons or if you're on your putter. They're real tiny and they barely fit on there. You know why? For years, the big guys knew a bigger grip was the way to go, but it saved them money. It saved them money. Less material went into the old grips. The folks at Super Stroke, they don't care about that. They care about your game. They care about you sinking putts, winning the Elks Club Championship or your country club's championship. That's what Super Stroke grips will do for your putter. Think about it. The more grip you have, the more control. Did you ever play baseball? Your hand fits around. Imagine trying to play baseball with a little squinty stick and trying to hit it. You couldn't. You wouldn't have any power. That's what Super Stroke putter grips do for you.
Whether you're by Mount Fuji or up in the Mourns, when you're wearing the Zero Fit Ultimate base layer, you don't have to move mountains to stay warm. Even the tiniest muscle movements will generate twice the heat of a normal sweater and 5 times the heat of a normal base layer. Perfect for working, playing, riding, hiking, or just watching. Zero Fit Ultimate base layer is the warmest, smartest skin you'll ever be in. Developed over 3 years in Japan by Koji Higashi, it's engineered to work with your body to keep you comfortable outside in cold temperatures without bulky layers. When you move a little, the long-looped Zero Fit Ultimate Heat Rub fabric warms you up a lot. The heat you need is then trapped next to your skin, while the rest escapes through the hybrid structured fibers, keeping you warm without overheating. This complex, precision-engineered fabric is a delicate blend of natural and man-made materials that are perfectly balanced to work with your skin. Precision engineered. 3 years in development. 2 times warmer than a sweater. 5 times warmer than a standard base layer. There's nothing basic about this base layer. Move a little, warm up a lot. Zero Fit Ultimate Base Layer.
All right, a big drum roll because it's time to announce the 2023 Golfin Around Equipment Product of the Year. You know, we've done clubs, we've done shoes throughout the years, and I'm always honest about the things we review. If it's bad, we get sent stuff all the time at Golfin Around. If it's bad, I won't endorse it because you'll never watch our show again, listen to our radio program if I point you in the wrong direction. So I'm always honest about that. So big drum roll. This year's Golfin Around 2023 Equipment of the Year, guess what? It's Zero Fit undergarments. Zero Fit undergarments. Now I got sent this a couple months ago. We played a golf tournament in Gettysburg a couple months ago. Beautiful for 30 days in a row. Then Hurricane Ophelia unleashed its wrath upon Gettysburg. We were supposed to play 2 rounds. We only got 1 in. Trees were snapping. There were puddling on the greens, on the fairways. The guys quit after 4 rounds. They're like, we can't go back out there. I said, you're going back out because somebody's going to win a trip to Scotland. It was freezing. Look, I'm an old man. I have a broken back. It hurts when it's cold. I bet your body hurts when it's cold too, right? You don't play good golf. I know a lot of guys are like, if it's below 7 degrees, I'm not going out there. I put the Zero Fit on immediately. I don't know what these guys did. I don't know how long they were in the golf laboratory working on this fabric. I don't know where it comes from. Magic elves in a tree at Keebler might make Zero Fit for all I know. I was freezing as Hurricane Ophelia unleashed its wrath on Gettysburg during our tournament. Zero Fit, for whatever reason, heated my body up right away. In fact, I'm warm today. It's a little bit chilly out here on the golf course. I couldn't wait to put this on to warm myself up. Take a look at Zero Fit and all their undergarments. I'm telling you, if you buy it once, you'll go back and you'll buy all their stuff. It worked. So Golfin Around is proud to announce that Zero Fit is the 2023 Golfin Around Equipment of the Year. I'm telling you, put it in your bag, it'll fold up nicely, and when it gets cold, like you're golfing in Scotland, Ireland, or wherever you're playing golf, put on your Zero Fit. They're not paying me to say this, okay? I'm telling you, as somebody with a bad back and a broken body, I put on Zero Fit, it warmed me up, and it has helped me stay warm on these cold fall days. So again, we're proud to announce that the Golfin Around 2023 Equipment of the Year is Zero Fit, well, undergarment.
Whether you're by Mount Fuji or up in the Mourns, when you're wearing the Zero Fit Ultimate Base Layer, you don't have to move mountains to stay warm. Even the tiniest muscle movements will generate twice the heat of a normal sweater and 5 times the heat of a normal base layer. Perfect for working, playing, riding, hiking, or just watching. Zero Fit Ultimate Base Layer is the warmest, smartest skin you'll ever be in. Developed over 3 years in Japan by Koji Higashi, it's engineered to work with your body to keep you comfortable outside in cold temperatures without bulky layers. When you move a little, the long-looped Zero Fit Ultimate Heat Rub fabric warms you up a lot. The heat you need is then trapped next to your skin, while the rest escapes through the hybrid structured fibers, keeping you warm without overheating. This complex, precision-engineered fabric is a delicate blend of natural and man-made materials that are perfectly balanced to work with your skin. Precision engineered. 3 years in development. 2 times warmer than a sweater. 5 times warmer than a standard base layer. There's nothing basic about this base layer. Move a little, warm up a lot. Zero Fit Ultimate Base Layer.